We welcome you to Great Park in Irvine for game number 14 of the 2025 summer for the OC Riptide. Riptide 6-5 coming off that dominant win over Conejo yesterday, 14-3. The slow Blues are 6-7 coming off a rough loss. Aidan, Pham, Andrew, Giesler with you. Andrew, it's another exciting night for Riptide baseball. What are you looking forward to tonight?
Well, I mean, it's the story of two very, very different teams. One of them with a big win last night in the Riptide 14-3. On the other side, the Blues, well, they lost yesterday 20-4 against the Barons. So both sides looking to either try to get things going and continue to have some success, or the Riptide just trying to keep rolling.
And we'll give you a look at the starting lineups today. Slow Blues, like Andrew talked about, a rough loss yesterday, 20-4 against the Academy Barons, where they gave up 16 hits and 16 walks. Starting 40 Blues, leading things off, E.J. Royal in center field. Kate O'Hara, the shortstop, bats second. Donovan Jordan in right, bats third. Zach Tollerman, the first baseman, batting cleanup, followed by Gavin Smith, the DH. Brendan Comerfield, third baseman. Jake Hicksonbow in left, and 8 and 9 go Charlie Caruso behind the dish, and Gavin Constantine at second. And Trey Seeley gets the start on the mound for the Riptide, making his Orange County debut tonight. And Seeley obviously out of Hope International University.
Yeah, I mean, he's a very, very good pitcher. There's a lot of people that are here to see him today, and he's looking to make an impact to start. Obviously, starting pitching for the Riptide has been kind of up and down, and he's looking to make an impact, get that starting role.
Faces E.J. Royal to start things off. Trey Seeley just finished his senior year at Hope International. Spent a couple seasons prior to that at the JUCO level at Cypress College nearby. E.J. Royal, the right-handed batter, is going to be righty to start for Trey Seeley. Just two lefties in this lineup for the Blues. The first pitch from Seeley and gets the edge of the zone, strike one. E.J. Royal, the graduate, played at Utah Tech this past year, making his 12th start. Ground ball left side to short. Sauce has it. The throw high to first, but Rodriguez reaches over his head, makes the grab, one away.
A good first out for the Riptide. I'd love to say unscathed through this first inning. Their defense has been, well, very, very solid lately, and that's especially because of the pitching.
Really clean game yesterday through the first 8 innings, and as we got later in the game, a couple hiccups, but Mayu talked pregame to us, who is the interim head coach tonight, as the pitch misses high from Celia. He was really happy with the defensive performance yesterday from his club. 1-0 the count against Kate O'Hara, batting 111. White long sleeve on his right arm, and takes a pitch down the middle for strike one from Trey Seeley.
I want to see Seeley starting off kind of peppering the zone, and I think that'll be definitely a good way to start.
Really good year at Hope International. His 1-1 inside as it gets by as a car behind the dish. For Trey Seeley, 15 starts on the mound this year for Hope International, a sub-2 ERA across 86 and a third innings pitched. Looking to go to the next level of baseball after he just finished his senior year, as he sails this one high once again at Kate O'Hara, 3 balls and 1 strike. Favorable count here for Kate O'Hara and the Blues. Seeley gets set, fires the 3-1, swing and a miss, strike 2. Full count against Kate O'Hara now.
I think if the Riptide can get ahead earlier in this game, there's not much the Blues can do, especially after their big loss yesterday. The memories kind of start coming back.
O'Hara awaits the 3-2. Here it is. And misses inside, ball 4, and O'Hara takes first.
I think a big part of the huge win for the Riptide yesterday is with that walk, Riptide pitchers have tied the same amount of walks that they had in total yesterday at 1. So pitching very big, strong suit as of yesterday. They'll try to keep things going here.
Really good performance from the pitching staff. 16 strikeouts and, like Andrew said, 1 walk. Donovan Jordan takes a pitch low, 1 ball, no strikes. Runner on first, Cade O'Hara. In the outfield today for the Riptide, from left to right, it's Hunsaker, Dans, and Navarro. Pettit gets the start at third. Camden Sauce over there at short. Evans gets the start at second, and Rodriguez first base. Strike 1 from Trey Seeley, 1 ball and 1 strike. Jimmy Zakar making the start behind the dish, and of course Trey Seeley, the right-handed pitcher on the mound for Orange County. Donovan, a .354 batting average, as he stares at a pitch miss low. Donovan Jordan, a 6-game hit streak coming into this one, has had a breakout summer for the Blues. 3 multi-hit games, a rough day yesterday where he was just limited to 1 hit though. The 2-1. High hop to third over the glove of Pettit, rolls into left field. Runners on first and second after the base hit from Donovan Jordan.
Just a tough play over there from Pettit, who tried to get up there. He's a big guy, but hops just above his glove.
Just 1 out, runners on first and second, and after Donovan Jordan sent 1 into left field. He's at first. O'Hara is at second for Zach Tollerman. Tall first baseman stands in the right-handed batter's box, and Trey Seeley fires the first pitch. Runners take off. He throw to third off the mark, and runners both in scoring position now, second and third for the Blues.
Clearly the runner at second, O'Hara, said seen something from Seeley, because he came and he was firing toward third base. I mean, he went immediately. And even with the good throw from Zakar, with an absolute missile to third, never really had a chance for it. Just a good jump.
The second stolen base from O'Hara this summer, as Zach Tollerman, 1 of 4 Blues with a home run this year, looks to give the Blues their early lead. The pitch is low, and Zakar grabs it and fires back to Trey Seeley. 1-1 count with 1 out. Runners on second and third. 40 games this year with San Jose State, and made 29 starts for the Spartans. Making his 5th start today for the Blues, as he waves and fans 1 back into the backstop. Ahead in the count, Trey Seeley doesn't walk a lot of batters, has a really good walk to strikeout ratio. 22 walks to 112 Ks this year for Hope International. Was able to limit opposing batters to a 172 average, but runners threatening here, second and third, and that one skied back into the net. As it stands right now, the Riptide currently sit 4th in the CCL South. That's 3.5 games back from the Santa Barbara Foresters. Slow Blues play in the CCL North, so not in the same division as the Riptide. The 1-2 pitch. Misses low and in, 2 balls and 2 strikes against Zach Tollerman.
We're starting to see teams kind of where they balance out, especially as these North and South teams are playing each other. The Saints actually went up and played #1 team in the North in the Crawdads and had pretty easy success against them today.
Runners on second and third, 1 out, 2-2s. Misses high, and full count once again for Trey Seeley facing Zach Tollerman.
It looks like this Crawdads team is one that has played a lot of these teams from the South as well, and they've also played the Blues, and the Crawdads had success against the Blues.
The 3-2 pitch, lined fair along the left field line. O'Hara scores from third. Donovan Jordan heads home. He scores. It's a rounding third is Tollerman. It's a bases clearing triple, and the Blues an early 2-0 lead in the top of the first.
And I think that was pretty necessary. The Blues needed to get on the scoreboard in this top half of the first just to clear anything out from yesterday. Say, hey, we are still a very good baseball team. It doesn't matter that we lost by 16 runs the other day. It's just focus on this game now, do what we can to win this one against a good Riptide team.
Tollerman gets 2 runs across for the Blues. They lead 2-0. Gavin Smith takes a pitch for strike 1 from Trey Seeley. Seeley, a lot of pitches being thrown in just his first inning of work. Just 1 out so far, and runners 90 feet from the plate in Zach Tollerman. The 0-1. Loses the bat and maybe chipped it as the ball was fouled back.
I think he might have just chucked it. I think that was his thumb protector that was on the bat that ended up flying out into infield of the grass, and bat just went out toward Rene Rogado.
He retrieves the bat from his third base coach and steps back in the right-handed batter's box, 0-2 count. Trey Seeley looking for strikeout number 1. Gavin Smith looking for his 6th RBI this summer. White gloves, black bat, and waves and misses over the top. Strikeout number 1 from Trey Seeley.
That makes things a lot easier for him. He only needs 1 more out to get out of this inning, so it doesn't really have to think about Tollerman at third as much anymore.
And as we were talking about Trey Seeley, a lot of pitches thrown so far. I was talking to him pregame, and he told me his pitch count is roughly about 45 as Comerfield fishes through a breaking ball for strike 1.
That's a lot of these guys. The first outings, they're kind of limited, and then as they go on, the pitch count rises and rises even more.
Comerfield 0 for 3 yesterday, was able to score 1 run as he was walked. Sends a ground ball, 1 hop to Sauce, delivers the throw to first and gets the out there. So the Blues strike first. They get 2 runs in the top of the first, headed towards the bottom of this inning. Riptide looking to answer. This is OC Riptide TV. Back from Great Park, bottom of the first, the Riptide trail 2-0 to the San Luis Obispo Blues. Aidan, Pham, Andrew Giesler, and we'll give you a look at the Riptide lineup today. Leading things off, Bradley Navarro in right field, the switch hitter. Jake Evans bats second. Carter Dans in center field bats third. Johnny Rodriguez, the cleanup hitter, the first baseman as well. Camden Sauce bats fifth. Kobe Moran, Brady Pettit, and Jimmy Zakar behind the dish, 5, 6, 7, 8. And Riley Hunsaker in left bats ninth against the starting right-handed pitcher for the Blues, Ryan Featherstone, making his first appearance this summer.
That's 4 righties, 4 lefties, and a switch hitter in Navarro. He'll be on the left side to start.
Navarro takes one down low for ball 1 from Featherstone. Played at Oregon this year, 34 in a third innings pitched. Faces Bradley Navarro to start his day, a guy who's been great for the Riptide all summer as he fouls one back. .482 batting average, a 9-game on-base streak, a 5-game hit streak. Has been everything the Riptide would have hoped for. He's back and forth in the left-handed batter's box. And Featherstone drops strike 2 and 1-2 strikes against Bradley Navarro out of Cypress College, going to the Utah Utes next fall. 2 for 4 yesterday was Navarro. The 1-2 pitch. Ground ball, a couple high bounces to second. Constantine delivers to first, gets Navarro out there, 1 away in the bottom of the first.
And every time I see Navarro, I think, is this the time where he finally gets his second strikeout of the year? He did it in the first game, and after that, at bat now, he hasn't struck out in 36 plate appearances.
Keeps that streak alive, and Jake Evans steps up with 1 out in the bottom of the first. The Blues lead 2-0 over Orange County. Jake Evans was 0 for 4 yesterday, had an RBI and was walked twice. As Featherston gets set with a black glove in front of his belt and stares at his catcher. Caruso fires and misses into the opposite batter's box for ball 1. 2-0 record this year with the Ducks, and also had 2 saves for Featherston, again making his first start for the Blues this summer. High fly ball out towards right center, racing over. Royal makes the grab, and there's 2 outs in the bottom of the first.
That was just a great catch out there from Royal. Jumping up over his head, made the grab to get Evans out, who has been on base quite a lot, 6-game on base streak, but struggles to get on base via the hit, seems to just get unlucky.
And 2 quick outs for Featherstone after retiring Navarro and Evans, and this is Carter Dans. And the second lefty that Featherston has faced today. Use a pitch that gets the low outside corner for strike 1 against Carter Dans. Nice day yesterday where he was 2 for 3, also scored a run with 2 RBIs. The pitch misses low, 1 ball and 1 strike. Evans started in right field yesterday, and he is in center today for the Riptide. 1-1, lined into center field, a base hit for Carter Dans. Extends his on-base streak to 5 games now and 2-game hit streak.
He talked with interim head coach, Coach Mayu, and he said, well, Dans is a guy who has huge upside. We see a lot of potential in him in the past 2 games. We've seen it yesterday, had a 2 RBI double that came off the bat at 97. Hit probably 361 feet out of the 362 in right center field.
Just coming off his true freshman season at Northwestern. Johnny Rodriguez, a roller that twists his foul along the first base line, strike 1. Rodriguez spent this past year at Golden West and is transferring to UNLV in the fall. A really good season at Golden West, .414 batting average with 47 RBIs. Picks up that wood bat with those light blue gloves, a big breath as he taps the plate and now awaits the 0-1 pitch from Ryan Featherston. Featherston lifts the legs, the pitch. Misses into the opposite batter's box, 1 ball and 1 strike. Bottom of the first, Blues 2-0 over Orange County. There's 2 outs with a runner on first, Carter Dans for Johnny Rodriguez. Short lead for Dans over at first and Featherston. He 1-1. Misses for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike against Johnny Rodriguez.
And Featherston nodded no for 2 pitches before he finally caught the third and left the curveball above the zone. Never good to shake off twice and still throw a ball.
Rodriguez, runner takes off, ball is low. It scoots by Caruso and sliding head first in a second dance.
I don't know if that's going to be counted as necessarily a stolen base or the wild pitch. I don't know whether he would have made it, but it looks like he certainly got a good jump. If he was counted as a stolen base, we'll have to see officially what it is. It would be his first of the year.
Runner in scoring position, a favorable count for Johnny Rodriguez. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Featherstone looks back at second, heaves it home. Called strike 2, full count now against Johnny Rodriguez. 4 RBIs yesterday in the Riptide's 14-3 win over the Oaks. Had a big 2-run blast against Arroyo Seco at Pasadena a couple weeks ago, and he waves and misses for strikeout number 1 from Featherstone. Ends the inning, leaves the runner stranded at second, and we head to the top of 2 with the Riptide trailing 2-0. Top of the second inning, the Blues lead 2-0, and looking to add more as Jake Hicksonbo, Charlie Caruso, and Gavin Constantine do up for the Blues. 7, 8, 9. Trey Seeley back out there. 2 runs in the first for the Blues. Hicksonbo, a lefty. It's a ground ball that takes 1 hop to Camden Sauce. Nice throw to first, gets the out, a quick out from Trey Seeley, and Hicksonbo now hitless in his last 11 at-bats.
That's the 3rd ground ball that Sauce has had to deal with so far in this game out of the 7 at-bats that have been faced. So Sauce doing a good job at short today, and a lot of action he's gotten.
Charlie Caruso, the catcher, steps up. Another guy who the Blues are hoping to get started. He's hitless in his last 8 plate appearances. Seeley gets set in front of his chest, fires in. It's the edge of the zone for strike 1 against Charlie Caruso. Seeley pitched 2 complete games at Hope International this year, and one of them was a really special one for him. 0-1, clips the bottom of the zone for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Top of the second, Blues lead 2-0. Charlie Caruso looking for his first hit in 8 plate appearances. Fouls 1 back, stays 0-2. Trey Seeley and his girlfriend Kaylee welcomed their first kid on March 19th. It was a baby boy, JD as the name of his kid. And 2 days after his first newborn, he threw a no-hitter. Talking to him about that pregame, and he was talking about how special of a moment that was. His entire family was there, had his newborn kid, and ground ball hard hit up the middle in a center field base hit for Charlie Caruso, the 3rd of the day for the Blues.
And that gets him going. That's his first hit so far this year on his 8th at bat. He just hits one hard down the middle, just out of the reach of Sauce.
Runner on first. Gavin Constantine batting at the 9-hole today for the Blues. Played in 6 games so far for the Blues is Constantine. Pitch. Curveball for strike 1 from Trey Seeley. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 runner on first. Caruso after that single up the middle. Black gloves and a black sleeve as he awaits the 0-1. Here it is. Runner takes off from second. It's a line to first. Steps on the bag, but not after Caruso takes second. So there's 2 outs. Constantine is retired in the top of the lineup, starting with E.J. Royal up.
That was a close play. Lucky it wasn't caught by Rodriguez over there at first to double up Caruso because he was already on the move toward second. A fast guy, but just has struggled to kind of get on the base path so far.
E.J. Royal, second at bat against Trey Seeley. Grounded to short in the first. All right, in scoring position, Charlie Caruso. First pitch. Raking ball low for ball 1. Royal leads the team in RBIs, had 9. Also on a 10-game on-base streak. Has reached on every game he's had in at-bat in for the slow Blues this summer. Fires to second and sliding back and lays the left arm back on the bag. 1 ball and no strikes, 2 outs against E.J. Royal. Royal played last night against the Barons, wasn't in the lineup. He pitched 1 inning and gave up 1 earned run. Looks back at second, 1-0. Line diving by Evans, and he fires to first, gets the out there. Now what a play by Jake Evans. Gets the Riptide out of this inning, and we go to the bottom of 2. Riptide trailing by 2. Bottom of the second inning back in Irvine. Blues 2-0 over the OC Riptide. Looking to score their first run of today. Camden Sauce, Kobe Moran, Brady Pettit do up. Righty-lefty, righty matchup against Featherston. Fastball, ground ball into left field, leadoff single from Camden Sauce.
We'll see what Riptide can do with the runner on to start with no outs, because last time they had 2 outs before Dans was able to get on base, so a base runner early in the inning is always nice.
Camden Sauce had a nice day yesterday, and he starts tonight with a single. And Kobe Moran, no batting gloves, a big breath as he steps in the left-handed batter's box. White sleeve on his right arm. Featherston kicks the leg and deals. Chopped foul, just tight roping the first base line.
I actually talked to him before today about no batting gloves. And he's like, yeah, it's just something I've kind of always done. And when he plays golf, he wears a glove. But, well, he's walking back to the dugout. Maybe he didn't like the bat he had, but, oh, he shattered the bat.
Yeah, it looks like it's broken as he hands it to Tommy McGuire. So, yeah, that's a reason to get a new bat.
And I was even talking with them on that point. Was, well, what happens if you hit it off the end or you get caught inside? And he's like, yeah, it hurts. There's nothing stopping that. It definitely hurts.
We'll see later in the lineup. Riley Hunsaker also doesn't wear batting gloves. He has I would say, cool reason, as Sauce slides back head first on the pickoff attempt from Featherston. Kobe Moran, Hope International University player, was 1 for 4 against Colton. Featherston goes to first, and this time Sauce just steps back on the bag. 1 stolen base this year, Camden Sauce, but is a speedy guy. No balls, 1 strike, runner on first. The pitch. Breaking ball, strike 2. So quickly ahead in the count, Ryan Featherston looking for strikeout number 2. The first was against Johnny Rodriguez. Waves the black bat next to his left ear. Featherston goes to first once again, the 3rd time in this at bat, and lays down that right foot safely. Camden Sauce.
Sauce is 2 for 2 on stolen bases so far this year, so a good thing that he's kind of keeping an eye on him.
Being held on at first by Tollerman. 0-2. Up and away, ball 1. 1 for 4 against Colton. Run scored in an RBI, but before that had an 0 for 4 day at Arroyo Seco where he struck out twice. The 1-2 grounder to second, picks it up, underhands the turn to first, gets the double play for the Blues. Sauce out at second, Moran at first. 2 away in the bottom of the second, and here comes Brady Pettit.
And just as I was saying, it's great to have a base runner on with no outs. The flip side of that is, yeah, it's very possible for a double play to be turned, and just like that it did, momentum switched back to the Blues side.
Omaha, the bat dog out there, but no bat for her to retrieve as the bat boy took the bat.
I'm going to say 0 for 0. That's not counting as an at-bat. Maybe a plate appearance, I would say, because there's no bat to be gotten.
There's just miscommunication, and, I agree with that. Brady Pettit here, 2 outs. Second in this lineup in batting average today for the Riptide, 357. Breaking ball misses low from Featherston. Coming off a really good true freshman year at St. Mary's where he bat .423. Hit his first collegiate home run against Gonzaga. 1-0. Gets the bottom of the zone for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs, nobody on. Bottom of the second, Riptide trailing 2-0.
Pettit, one of the guys that pinch hit last night. Yeah, that was in the 7th. He did strike out, though.
.444 on base percentage for Brady Pettit. And 1-1, he bloops. Diving play by Constantine, unable to make the grab. It's a base hit for Brady Pettit, and just sailed that one over the head of the second baseman.
Well, you couldn't have said it better. He did bloop one right over the head of Constantine. He tried to make that play, but man, was it tough because he was looking over his head and the lefty looking over his right shoulder. That's just a tough play.
And you talked to Grant Mayu about the 2-out hitting for the Riptide. Brady Pettit comes through this time. Jimmy Zakar, first at bat today. Featherston. Breaking ball in the zone, strike 1. Getting the start behind the dish today, and we expect to see multiple Riptide pitchers, and Zakar provides that veteran appeal behind the dish as he chops one foul. No balls, 2 strikes with a runner on first for Pettit.
It's funny that you kind of say that because I was talking with Jimmy before the game, and I was like, oh, is there anything that I should throw into the broadcast? And jokingly, I was like, oh, I'm just an old guy. Veteran's the better word that we like to use for it.
No, and according to Jay Spanky, he's known as Unk on the team as well. No balls, 2 strikes, runner on first, 2 outs. Pitch. Soft grounder to short and just underhand scoops it to second is O'Hara. Retires Pettit, and we go to the 3rd inning. Blues still leading 2-0. Blues lead 2-0. Top of the 3rd here in Irvine. Aidan, Pham, Andrew, Giesler joining you on this Saturday evening. It's a Saturday game. A lot of baseball games this summer, Andrew.
Certainly a long one last night as well.
3 hours and 49 minutes is the final, and breaking ball from Sealy gets low in the zone. 1 ball and no strikes. Trey Sealy back out there for another inning of work, making his Riptide debut, facing Cade O'Hara, who waves and misses for strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike, and we're joined by a special guest in the broadcast booth, Nate Hellman.
How's it going?
How's it going?
What's
Welcome.
How's it going? Not much.
A little bit of a different look
Yeah.
up here compared to the bullpen, huh?
Yeah, it looks good up here.
A towering high fly ball to center field. Dan settles under it, makes the grab for the first out of this inning.
Hellman, you pitched yesterday. Pretty good line, huh? How you feeling today?
Feeling good. Arm feels better than I thought it would feel, so that's good for throwing like 50 pitches. So
Yeah. 3
Yeah.
innings pitched, a hit,
Yeah.
no runs, 7 strikeouts as well. Almost
Yeah.
one immaculate. You were through 2. You were doing good.
yeah, doing good. I think Caden actually jinxed me when I was pitching, but
Oh, no.
it'll be all right. It's all right. Would have been my first one.
Yeah.
So that would have been exciting.
And
But
talk about that performance. Just it was an all-around team win, 14-3 over a really quality opponent in the Conejo Oaks.
Yeah, that's what I heard coming in, that they were pretty good. They could swing it pretty good. When I came in, we had a lead, and then, after my first inning, we got an even bigger lead. So it was easy to go out and just throw strikes and trust my stuff and let my defense work. Yeah, it was good. It gives you a lot of confidence when your offense is working. So going out and just trying to fill it up and get my offense back in there is the main goal.
Dans makes the grab for out number 2 in center field.
Does it make it any easier as a relieving pitcher after Erspamer comes in? He kind of shoves. Does it make it a little easier for you knowing, we got a guy before me. Let's just kind of continue what he was doing?
Definitely. Spammer's been shoving it, so it's definitely easy to sit in the bullpen and watch him work and just try and come in and kind of continue what he's been doing. I think was it after his first inning? It was like we had like 6 innings that were just perfect. I think it was really good to just go out and we just filled it up and let the offense work for sure.
And what's it been like this summer, just being in Orange County playing with the Riptide?
It's been fun. Playing in Georgia, you know, I'm not with my family, so coming back and seeing them and being at home and playing baseball is super fun.
Ground ball in a left field base hit from Zach Tollerman, his second hit today. You got Trey Seeley on the mound here, and he's a new addition to this Riptide roster. Have you had a chance to kind of get to know him yet?
Yeah, I talked to him a little bit before. He's pretty cool. He went to Hope. I got a couple of friends at Hope, and they're good friends of him, and they say he's a cool guy. He's a pretty cool guy. I talked to him a little bit. Yeah, I was excited to watch him throw, and he's been doing all right, been stabilizing for sure. He's got a good slider cutter thing that looks pretty gross. So, yeah.
1 ball, no strikes, runner on first. Zach Tollerman. This is Gavin Smith at the plate. And struck out in his first appearance and clips the bottom of the zone for strike 1. So, I gotta know, in that bullpen where you're not pitching, are there any characters? Who's a funny guy that we should know about in the bullpen?
You know, Jace is pretty funny. Jace is funny. Muck is funny. Everyone's kind of funny. Everyone kind of pitches in and makes jokes, and we all have a good time down there for sure. It's definitely a good atmosphere, even going in the dugout too, because it's a little separated, but when it gets conjoined and guys are going in and out, it gets really fun, and you know, it's just a really good atmosphere to play baseball in.
Well, it looked like, I mean, I think a lot of it was while you were playing, but it had to be some 20 innings of cat baseball in there yesterday.
Yeah, Trey can really Trey can flick it pretty good. He's actually got like pitches, and he carved me up twice. I think I'm 0 for 2 against him, but I think Riley Thompson's got his number. I think Thompson's the last name. Left fielder Riley. He's got his number. He can't throw to lefties. So yeah, it's definitely fun down there.
Jimmy Zakar getting the start behind the dish. Have you had much interaction with him?
Oh, Jimmy's the man. Jimmy's the man. I love that guy. Dog behind the plate. I think I threw like a 30-foot curveball to him, and he picked it and threw a guy out at first, and like I'm just sitting there, my jaw dropped. Like, you know, when a catcher's getting you outs, it makes it so much easier to pitch. It's definitely a treat.
Our first mounds visit of today from Coach Ramos. And speaking of the coaching staff, you're playing under Coach Brian Evans in his first year as head coach. What's it been like to have him as a pitching coach, but also a head coach?
He's good. I like him. He's a cool guy. Definitely gives some good information when you're throwing bullpens. Helps you out with some curve. Like for me, it's curveballs, but he told me he was a changeup guy, and he's been helping me with some of my pitches, and you know, I've been able to get the curveball working, which has been the main focus of the summer, and he's definitely good. I like him a lot. He gives good information and makes it easy to understand, for sure.
In a scenario like this where, you know, he would come out to the mound and he would talk to you. Normally he takes his time getting out there to the mound. What's kind of the conversation like? Obviously, it looks like Muckley's in the bullpen over there. What's the conversation like normally?
Normally, if Evans is coming out there, I feel like it's, oh, what was that bounce? I don't really get many mound visits, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
When they are my mound visits, it's usually pretty quick, deep breath, get a second to breathe, focus on the hitter, attack the glove, you know, trying to get like a little reset. But a lot of guys like him. They say he's good, and yeah.
2 outs here, so runners on second and third for Brendan Comerford. Seeley looking for his second strikeout today. He gets set in front of the chest. Kicks and deals. Swing and a miss, dropped by Zakar, and he fires to first.
That was that disgusting curveball type thing you were talking about.
That slider cutter thing, man, it's disgusting. It's I think it's slow too, so it's a good speed change.
That does it for the top of the third. We head to the home half of this frame with the Riptide trailing 2-0. Back here at Great Park, bottom of the third, Riptide trailing 2-0 to the Blues. Riley Hunsaker steps up to the plate for the first time today. Hunsaker, a two-way guy for the Riptide and getting the start in left field today. No batting gloves on and waves a black bat next to his left ear. Low and away for ball one.
Hey, when's the last time that you hit?
Oh man, in a game, high school, my senior year, I struck out. I would just hit BP because I kind of turned into a PO my senior year, and so I would just hit BP and I hit bombs. I
You
think
hit bombs.
I would they did go over the fence, but I never hit in games, and it was like our last game. It's like the last inning. It was like just get an AB. So I K'd on 3 pitches. It wasn't pretty. I got my hacks in though. I got my hacks.
You got your
I
hacks
was
in?
swinging for sure. I
'Cause
was swinging.
I was looking like these guys, you know, Hunsaker and then Earthbomber as well. They
They
do both.
two-way.
That's a
They
lot
two-way.
of load.
Yeah, I couldn't do that. I don't think I'm a good enough hitter, and B, I think pitching's hard enough to do both. So, like guys like even like Shohei doing both,
Oh,
throwing
yeah.
100 and hitting 500-foot bombs, like that's just crazy. And being able to separate the two is impressive.
Navarro takes strike one. And how cool has it been to see Navarro just having the summer he's having? It feels like every game he comes through for you guys.
He is. I say that a lot, but he's the man. Like he just always finds a knock, always has quality at bats, always putting a good swing on a ball. Even if he's fouling it off, like he's got good timing, and it's pretty much just don't throw him. If you're throwing anything in the middle, it's pretty much getting hit. Anything around the zone is pretty much getting hit.
It's batting 482 right
Yeah, I didn't know it was that high. Every time I look at the game, he's on base.
now. 609 on base percentage.
Jeez, that's unreal. Is that gonna find a gap?
Grounds one of first, and Tollerman fires to Featherston, retires Navarro.
So how would you pitch to a guy like that? A guy who's batting
That's
482 and
that's a guy I don't want to face. And he's fast too. That was a
Yeah.
good 90 just there. I would just throw him. I have to throw him fastballs. That's my whole thing. So I would probably try. Well, he would be batting lefty against me, right? So
Yeah.
I would try and work him a little arm side. Probably start him off arm side, and then go in glove side, and maybe try to get him to swing at something down in the zone, like curveball or something. But he's got a nice swing, so it's
Yeah.
gonna be hard to get something by him.
and even righty. He says he has more pop righty than lefty.
Yeah, I hear Tommy all the time. They don't know righty nav, so and it's rare to see him because there's a lot of righties we see.
Jake Evans at the plate. And, 1 ball and 1 strike. still facing Ryan Featherston out there for the Blues, making his first start this summer. 1-1 from Featherston, opposite batter's box for ball 2.
So what does a day today look like kind of for you after, you pitched yesterday? You said your arm wasn't too bad, better than you were expecting, but what does it kind of look like for you?
Yeah, I like to take it pretty light after I throw. I gotta lift in. I usually lift the day after I pitch, and then the 2 days in a row after I pitch. So if it was a Friday, I would lift Saturday, Sunday, and try and just kind of flush the body and kind of reset. Try and get in the jacuzzi. I love the jacuzzi.
Yeah.
I got one at home. I'm so fortunate to have that.
So
I go
lucky.
in that all the time. Just try and rest the body. Today, light throw, little J bands, plyos and stuff. Not try and do too much. Let it kind of reset. Tomorrow I'll go a little heavier, and then kind of just work up through the week. Kind of depends on how long I have in between outings, being in the bullpen. So trying to always be ready is the thing. I would say like 3 days rest is pretty good.
Mm-hmm. You're only 3, wow.
50 pitches, yeah, I would say
Oh, yeah,
3
I
to
guess.
4 days coming out of the pen. So trying to be ready for as many games as possible is the goal.
You're not a cold tub guy.
I'm not a what?
Cold tub, like,
No.
the ice bath.
No. We the pool gets cold, so I'll jump in that a little bit, but I'm not a cold tub guy. I'm not gonna jump in an ice bath or anything like that. Haven't really done it too much, so I don't really know. I do cryotherapy sometimes.
okay.
That feels good. I like
Mhm.
the cryo chamber. But I just like the warm jacuzzi, rest, recover, just relax. That's just my favorite. It's my favorite.
Aiden, you got a jacuzzi?
I don't, but now I feel like I gotta have one after this conversation.
My dad and my sister have always been pressing for the jacuzzi. I want one also. I don't know what's stopping us from getting one. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, above ground, below, whatever it is, man. You gotta get it. It's key. Even like an Epsom salt bath is good
Oh,
too.
those are nice.
My mom is big on those.
2-1 count against Carter Dans as Featherston checks to first and Evans slides back head first after that single. Evans extends his on-base streak to 6 games now.
Now, I don't want to get you in trouble with rules or anything like that, but when you're picking off, what do you think about the college? You're able to pick off as many times as you want if there's a guy on base, unlimited amounts, but, MLB, obviously, there's a set amount in the pitch clock. You're just able to constantly reset it.
Yeah, I do like the pitch clock. I think it helps. The games do take long sometimes.
Mhm.
So having that 20 seconds, I think it's 15 at the big league level. Might be a little shorter than that, but the pickoffs, I don't pick off much. Oh, there's a fly ball.
Fly ball in a left field. Hicksonbo makes the grab about 2 feet in front of the warning track. Ends this inning. Riptide leave Evans stranded. Head to the 4th inning, trailing 2-0. But Nate Hellman, it was great having you in the booth. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, man. It was fun. It was a great time.
I'm going to have you again at some
Yeah,
point.
I gotta come back, man.
Yeah.
Gotta come back.
Fourth inning from Irvine. Still a 2-0 lead for the Blues as they look to add on. Jake Hicksonbo, Charlie Caruso, and Gavin Constantine, 7, 8, 9 due up in this inning. A new pitcher on the mound for the Riptide, Caden Muckley. Fastball, swing and a miss from Hicksonbo. Muckley making his third appearance this summer for the Riptide, and his last one was against Arroyo Seco, where he just went a third of an inning, 1 hit, 1 earned run, a walk, and a strikeout. The 0-1 paints the lower outside edge of the zone. 0-2 quickly against Jake Hicksonbo. Now hitless in his last 11 at-bats and 6 strikeouts. So looking to get going here for the Blues. The 0-2 upstairs, ball 1. 4-pitch mix for Caden Muckley on the mound, and it's a fastball around 95, curveball high 70s, and it has a changeup and a slider. 1 ball, 2 strikes, no outs, nobody on. Fly ball to center field, racing over. Dans makes the grab, 1 out away in the top of the 4th.
It looks like the leash, no matter what, for Muckley is going to be relatively short because Danny Suarez is warming up for the Riptide already. Maybe he just wants to take his time warming up and not have to come in a pinch. But Muckley, either way, right as he comes in, already has a guy warming up for him.
Charlie Caruso in his second at bat today, singled in the 2nd. Caruso from Northwestern alongside Carter Dans in center field. Gets the bottom of the zone for strike 1, Caden Muckley. Broke his 8 plate appearances that were all hitless streak in the 2nd with that single. The 0-1. Strike 2 from Caden Muckley.
Only person to get on base in that 2nd inning, but 1 of 5 hits so far in the day for the Blues.
Caruso in his 4th start with the Blues. No balls, 2 strikes, nobody on, 1 away. Called strike 3, a 3-pitch strikeout from Caden Muckley, number 3 tonight for the Riptide. Number 1 for Muckley, and there's 2 outs in the top of the 4th.
Definitely not like yesterday where the strikeouts are kind of given to the Riptide pitchers, but they're having to work for them, and they're finding them slowly as this game's going on.
Gavin Constantine steps in, the 2nd baseman for the Blues today. It's set in front of his chest, fires up and in for ball 1. Constantine from St. Bonaventure, a 2-way guy there, made 1 appearance on the mound and played 29 games in the batting lineup. The 1-0. Down the middle, strike 2. 1 ball, strike 1 rather. 1 ball and 1 strike with 2 outs. Batting 125 with the Blues, has 1 RBI. Muckley up and in as Constantine twists out of the way. It's the top of the 4th, Riptide trail 2-0. 5 hits so far for the slow Blues. And the 2-1 from Muckley, low in the opposite batter's box. A nice grab by Zakar. Behind in the count to Constantine, it's 3 balls and 1 strike. He steps out, takes a quick breath, and now waves the bat around, and it's next to his Navy helmet. The 3-1. Called strike 2. Full count against Gavin Constantine. Grounded to first in the 2nd.
Really loved that pitch from Muckley, that here on the outside part of the plate. Just rode the black the entire way.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Muckley gets set and fires. Swing and a miss. Number 4 for the Riptide. Back-to-back Ks for Caden Muckley, and we go to the bottom of the 4th. The Riptide looking to respond after trailing 2-0. Home half of the fourth inning in Great Park. Riptide trail 2-0 as Johnny Rodriguez looks to spark something for Orange County here. Held scoreless through 3 innings, and Johnny Rodriguez, in his second plate appearance today, struck out in the first. Featherston still out there for the Blues as he gets set and deals a pitch low and away for ball 1 to Johnny Rodriguez. Rodriguez gets the start at first base today, the left-handed batter. 1-0. Waves and misses through a breaking ball from Ryan Featherston. Struck out 1 so far, but has held the Riptide scoreless through 3 innings. Blues lead 2-0. It's the bottom of the fourth. 1-1. Way outside, 2 balls and 1 strike against Johnny Rodriguez. Rodriguez spent his freshman year at Long Beach State, transferred to Golden West, and going to UNLV alongside his Riptide teammate Jack Salmon in the fall. 2-1 count, nobody on, no outs. Low outside once again from Featherston. 3 balls and 1 strike for Johnny Rodriguez. 3 multi-hit games this year, looking to extend a 2-game hit streak. Hovers the bat over his left shoulder and lines it back into the backstop foul.
I think if you're the Riptide, really need to get one on here to start to kind of get a rally going, because they haven't had a whole lot of offense yet, even though they do have a hit in each inning so far.
Rodriguez steps out for a moment, now back in the left-handed batter's box. Featherston black glove gets set and smashed into right field. Racing over is Jordan, makes the grab for out number 1.
And it's still hit hard, so good contact, but needs to find a way somehow to break through Featherston.
Gets the first out of this inning, and this is Camden Sauce starting at shortstop today, a recent Santa Clara commit for the Riptide. Sauce singled in the second and was out on the double play from Colby Moran. It's Featherston's first pitch. Misses, 1 ball and no strikes against Sauce. 10th game with the Riptide this summer, a 158 batting average. 1-0. Misses inside, 2 balls and no strikes. Riptide beat the Conejo Oaks yesterday, trying to win their 3rd game in a row after defeating Colton on Thursday night. The 2-0 pitch, fly ball in the center field, working towards his right. Royal reaches up, squeezes the glove, makes the grab for out number 2.
And that's 2 good pieces of hitting for the Riptide, hitting the ball far out there toward right center field, but to no avail, 2 outs.
2 away in this inning from Featherston. This is Colby Moran hitting that double play back in the 2nd inning. 1 big practice swing as he steps in, adjusts his blue helmet with his left arm. Righty Featherston stares in, gets the sign from Caruso, now deals. Clips the bottom of the zone for strike 1.
And it's kind of been like this way for the Riptide most of the year, where they struggle to get a run across, and then finally when they do, they kind of pile all of them on at once.
The 0-1, swing and a miss, Colby Moran, 0-2 the count. Riptide scored 5 runs in the 5th and another 5 in the 6th yesterday against the Conejo Oaks. 13 hits in total, the 0-2. Outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. For the slow Blues, they sit in 4th place but play in the CCL North. They're also 3.5 half games back. Moran waves and misses, dropped by Caruso, but gets the out at first. 1-2-3 inning from Featherston, strikeout number 2, and we go to the top of the 5th, where the Riptide trail 2-0. We've reached the top of the 5th inning. Still a 2-0 ball game. The Blues put up 2 runs in the top of the 1st and have led since then. Danny Suarez is on the mound for the Riptide, making his Orange County debut. Played at UC Irvine this past spring. Facing the top of the lineup to start his outing with E.J. Royal, the center fielder. Suarez, a righty, kicks and deals. Fastball, strike 1. Suarez, UC Irvine this year, returned from Tommy John surgery. Just pitched in 4 games for the Anteaters and made 3 starts. 0-1 misses high for ball 1. Pitch 5 and 2/3 innings. At 10 strikeouts to 3 walks. Suarez, the 1-1. Grounder to second. Evans works over and delivers the throw on time to first. Gets the first out of the top of the 5th.
Riptide have now retired 5 straight, so we'll look to continue doing that after the 1-2-3 inning from Muckley.
Now pinch hitting for Cade O'Hara. It's number 55, Sam Ardorn. Sam Ardorn played at Louisiana Lafayette this year. He's a two-way guy there. In the game for Cade O'Hara. Stares at a breaking ball for strike 1 from Suarez, who took over for Caden Muckley. Pitched 1 really good inning, a 1-2-3 inning. Trey Seeley got the start for the Riptide. The pitch was low and it squirted by the glove of the car. Seeley went 3 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, a walk, and had 2 strikeouts. 1-1 count against Sam Ardorn here. Pitch, grounder to short. Camden Sauce scoops and delivers a high throw to first. Rodriguez hauls it in, 2 away.
Riptide defense have, looked pretty strong. It's these beginning innings that, have been a little bit shaky sometimes error-wise, but so far doing good, pitching doing well also as it's only 2-0.
2-0 ball game as the Blues look to add on to that. It just seems like it's only a matter of time before the Riptide bats get going. As they adjust to avoid getting hit on the pitch that was inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Didn't play this past season at Texas was Jordan, who's at the plate right now. The 1-0. Breaking ball, strike 1.
It's a big old curveball.
354 average on a 6-game hit streak. Singled in the first. Donovan Jordan looking for his second hit today. The 1-1. In there for strike 2. 1-2 the count. And a nice job by Suarez to get ahead. 1 out, top of the 5th. Nobody on. The Blues lead 2-0. In white gloves, hovers the wood bat and waves and misses. Dropped by Zakar, but he tags the runner. Number 5 for the Riptide. Second 1-2-3 inning. Bottom of the 5th coming up next, and Andrew Giesler takes over play-by-play duties.
Home half of the 5th inning. It'll be the Riptide coming up to bat. 7, 8, 9. 2 righties and a lefty. Starting off with Brady Pettit, then Jimmy Zakar, and lastly the lefty in Riley Hunsaker. 2-way player. We won't see him pitching necessarily today. He did that relatively recently, but Brady Pettit will step into the box first. Look on toward Ryan Featherston, the right-handed pitcher, who's still out there. First pitch grazes inside corner for strike number 1. Riptide have been sat down in the past 4 batters. So looking to break that and knock away at this 2-0 deficit to the slow Blues is the 0-1 misses on that same inside corner. It's a 1-1 count now with no outs and nobody on. Featherston been pitching well, had a lot of innings at Oregon. 34 1/3 to, in fact, 1-1. Misses low. It's a 2-1 count now.
The 5th inning has been the big one for the Riptide as of late. Yesterday, obviously, the 5-run inning, but you would really love to see the Riptide be able to get something going down by 2 runs here.
4 donuts in the first 4 innings on the box score. As Pettit fouls this one back into the parking lot. So we'll have to battle in a 2-2 count. Back in his earlier at bat, he was reached via a single, so 1 of 4 hits so far for the Riptide, but was stranded out there on first. 2-2. Misses low and outside. It's a full count now. Pettit as well, one of the guys who pinch hit yesterday in the big win against the Oaks, I should say. Ended up striking out, though, in his only at bat. Full count pitch. Ring him up on the outside corner. Strike 3. So, strikeout number 3 now on the day for Featherston. And he continues to work in his bottom of the 5th inning, holding on to this 2-run lead for the Blues.
make that 5 straight retired batters for Featherston, who has been great for the Blues tonight.
Now up it'll be righty and Jimmy Zakar. He's behind the plate today, and he'll get ready for the first pitch. Skied out toward the parking lot, so away into the right of everybody. As the righty Zakar will get right back in. He's a gaucho from UCSB. Looks on toward Featherston from Oregon, who steps off, wants to hear his sign one more time from Caruso down there. Gets the start behind the dish, throws a number down that Featherston likes in the 0-1. Chop back off of the leg of Caruso, so it'll be an 0-2 count for Zakar. He's possibly going to be victim number 3 of the strikeout in a row. Moran was sat down to end the 4th, and then Pettit just started off with a strikeout. Caruso talked things over to Featherston to see if he wants to change anything up or what he wants to do. Zakar just kind of sits there and waits just outside the righty box. Caruso will jog back behind home plate. Middle infield back against the outfield grass. First base just about at the line, and third about 5 feet in front of the outfield grass. Featherston still doesn't know what pitch he wants after that visit. There we go. Now he does. 1 out, nobody on. 0-2 to Zakar. Curveball right down Broadway. Strike 3 looking. That's 3 straight for Featherston. And the 4th strikeout on the day. 2 outs now in the bottom of the 5th inning.
It's the second one in a row that is backwards. Featherston has held the Riptide shutless through 4 and a 2/3 innings, and looking to do that once again.
Hunsaker's second at bat today, with 2 outs, nobody on. Watches the first one go by outside corner, strike 1. The Riptide only 4 hits so far in this game. The last one was Evans back in the 3rd. We're in the bottom of the 5th, though, so it's been a while since that's happened. 0-1. Outside corner, strike 2 now. So Featherston been pitching very well in this half inning. Already struck out 2, looking for the 3rd one. He doesn't care if it's forward or backwards. 0-2. Well inside at the kneecaps of Hunsaker. He dives backwards out of the way. It'll be a 1-2 count. And speaking of 3 backwards Ks in a row, we talked with Nate Hellman just previously. He did that in his first inning pitched yesterday against the Oaks. One of the major reasons that Riptide would be able to win in blowout fashion. 1-2. Curveball. Got him looking again. Ryan Featherston strikes out the side looking, his 5th one of the day, and continues to just mow down the Riptide. We'll head to the top of the 6th inning and see what Danny Suarez has to say about that. And welcome back, top of the 6th inning. Andrew Giesler, Aidan, Pham. Momentarily, we will be joined by catcher Zach Crandall. We're waiting for him. There's the elevator. Here he comes. So it'll be top of the 6th action. Riptide down 2-0 currently as we have Zach Crandall with us. Throw on that headset. We'll look toward the middle of the lineup in Tollerman, Smith, and Comerford, who are 3 righties. First pitch fouled toward the third base side. Zach, how we doing?
Doing good. How about you guys?
We're doing absolutely great. We got a food review coming up. We don't have to rush to it necessarily.
Okay.
But we got some mac and cheese and I think a little bit of tri-tip, maybe brisket. We'll have to hear from Lonzo
Okay.
as the 0-1 misses 1-1. You're okay with eating, aren't you?
Oh, yeah.
Alonzo
Oh, yeah.
says it's brisket.
It's
I was
brisket.
promised food if I was going to come up here, so.
Well, don't
It's
tell
your lucky day.
Don't tell Nate that because we had him previously and we did not have food for him there.
Oh, no.
As the 1-1 finds a big swing. It's a 1-2 for Suarez out there. First time coming out today. He's a UC Irvine guy.
He is one of my teammates.
Yeah. 1-2. Big swing and a miss. Did he foul tip it? Doesn't look like it. Maybe Zakar got hit in a suburb south of the stomach, but it'll be a strikeout as he did catch that ball. So strikeout number 2 on the day now for Suarez, number 6 for the Riptide pitchers. You caught yesterday.
Yes.
How was it with Erspalmer out there? It was your first time catching him, wasn't it?
Oh, it was good, yeah. He was really good, commanded 3 pitches pretty well.
Yeah.
It's always fun with guys like that, especially where they're always on the offensive. I never feel like there was ever a defensive miss when he was like pitching. Everything was just super aggressive. So, yeah, it's fun to catch him, and it's cool that he's that confident and that comfortable as going into his freshman year.
Right, and then Suarez, you've obviously caught for him, I assume, as well.
Yes.
How's that been?
Suarez is great. He's a competitor out there. He's got like the long limbs going, so he has like the super high release height. His curveball's always kind of been like his signature thing. We'll always joke that it drops from heaven at school. And so he's just a tall guy. He's really good. He was our Friday night guy to kind of start the year and then moved into the bullpen later on. But an awesome guy. I had my first UC Irvine hit off him actually in the fall. And and my only triple of my college career off of him.
That is funny. Well, you see that big curveball from the heavens there as he got the check swing. Second strikeout, third strikeout in a row now for him in the second one in this inning. Yeah. But, we've talked about it a little bit too much. We need to try it.
We do.
We need to
Let's
get going
do it.
here. I would suggest small bite. That's
okay.
The small bite to start. I went Mac first. I'm going to say Mac is really, really good.
I did the Mac as well. It was very, very good.
And then we got another 0-2 pitch here. We might have to quickly go with brisket after this pitch if Suarez doesn't strike him out.
I think I'm going to use my hands here.
Line inside, misses with the hands. What do we think? We got napkins as well. We came prepared.
Thank you. The brisket's really good.
Yeah?
Well seasoned, cooked well. I'm a fan.
You
Would recommend.
I took the brisket and mac combo, and that was phenomenal.
Yeah.
1-2 low in the dirt. It'll be 2-2 with 2 outs, nobody on. 2-0 here, top of 6. I just went brisket, and I got a really good piece.
I did too.
That's really good.
It's really good.
And I think we got to shout out Pear Tree Meats, our caterer here, and just continue to supply us with good barbecue all season long.
2-2s fouled back. I kind of feel bad now for Nate that he wasn't here for the 6th because we were talking, and we're like, we'll split 1 and 1. We'll see who goes first, who goes second. I think you definitely got the right end of the stick on that one.
I think so too. I think anytime there's like food involved, I'm excited.
So strikeout number 3 in this inning as Suarez strikes out the side. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th, see if the bats for Riptide can get going. That was the beer batter as well, so everyone gets a little bit of discounted beer. And I guess who doesn't like that? We'll head to bottom of 6 when we come back. And it'll be top of the order for the Riptide as we head to the home half of the 6th inning. They're down 2-0, but one of the guys who will try to get things going will be Bradley Navarre, the switch hitter, who will hop into what seems like has been his home in the left side of the batter's box. He's can't hit righty, but we see him in the lefty a lot.
Yeah.
What has it been like watching him do his thing? We said these numbers to Nate earlier, and he was shocked. 42 average, 609 on base percentage. How crazy is that to you, especially as a hitter?
I think it's super impressive. I think especially with him where I always think it's cool to watch kind of, no offense to him, like smaller guys hit just because you always feel like they're a little bit more efficient, especially me. Like I'm not the biggest guy in the world either. And so I think like him in the box, like his approach is amazing. Like he swings it super well. Like the consistency of his work and batting practice and everything, like it speaks to everything. And then anytime your on base is over 400 is good, especially when his is over 600 and he's like slugging it too, where it's like a 793 slug. Is obviously like really, really good.
Laces this one down into the gap, just destined for a base hit so far this game. And there it is. He finally gets on base. I want to say this one. I never say it before or as he's coming up to the plate because I never want to jinx him. But now that's his 3rd plate appearance on the day. He hasn't struck out in 38 plate appearances either.
Yeah, that's like really good.
Absolutely
insane. Wow.
absurd.
That's like really good. Like it's a testament to him. Like takes a lot approach wise and like swing wise and just everything. Like and just being able to be consistent with 2 strikes and like it's something that I think any hitter will say they despise striking out.
Yeah.
And so like when there's guys like that, you always kind of like really take an extra second and pay attention when they hit, and hopefully you can learn something because striking out sucks. It's not very fun.
Yeah, no. And you apparently weren't told we had a food review, so you got an entire plate. Let's bring this a little bit closer in here because we're going to need you to review as the new pitcher in Hawk Hill throws over toward Navarro, a fast guy as well. What else do we have that's new here? You got
So I got the brisket and pork plate. So I already tried the mac, which was great. I tried the biscuit, which is great. Okay. So there's this pulled pork that I have to try now. I'm going hands right away.
Okay.
I washed my hands before, I will say that.
That's all right.
Yeah. It's honestly very good.
Honestly very good.
Yeah.
I'm always a fan of like cut meat versus shredded.
Okay.
Because I like texture with like food, you know?
Yeah.
But like it's actually like very, very good pulled pork. So that's very good.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you, Zach. Like on a game day, what's your like routine? Like, are you a big food guy before the game or after the game? What's that look like?
Yeah, I try to eat a good amount of food just because like my friends will tell you that I get pretty hangry. So like I think it's a good thing to like make sure you're eating well. Like as a like at school and like as a divisional athlete, they always harp on you the importance of like fueling and everything. So making sure you're getting, especially with a night game, like you're getting a few quality meals in before the game. So you're not going to run out of steam, like having snacks during the game and then obviously eating after the game so you can recover for the next day. Because like you're playing most days, which is a big deal. So staying recovered and food is like a big part of it.
2-1 from Hill is hit hard by Evans, straight off the chest of O'Hara out there at short. Navarro takes an extra base, gets over to third, and Evans will stand on first. The Riptide have a little bit going here. Runners on the corners with no outs. They're down by 2 in the bottom of the 6th inning currently. Going back to our conversation, though, what's food-wise before games? Will you go big meals, small meals, fast food? What are we thinking?
I'm one of the weird guys out there where I think a lot of times guys will be like, oh, I don't want to keep it light before the game. Like, I'm the opposite. Like, I want to get as much food in my body as I can so that I don't run out of energy later in the game, especially catching. Like, I feel like the games can get long and drag on. So, like, I'll eat an entire Chipotle bowl before the game, a burrito. I'll eat whatever just to make sure I'm getting a good amount of carbs in, good amount of protein in, just so you're, like, not running out of steam partway through the game. Because, like, our coach Bennett Irvine will always say, like, you can play great for 3 hours and then lose it right at the end or something like that. So, like, it's always important to still, like, have energy and still be able to focus at the end of the game.
Strike one to Dan's as we'll wait for the 0-1. Misses outside. It's a 1-1. No outs. Runners on the corners. You mentioned bowl from Chipotle. First off, I'm a little bit offended that it's not a burrito. I'm a burrito guy, not a bowl guy. But we got to break that down as well. What's the bowl order from Chipotle? If I were to want to go there and say, I want the Zach Crandall special. What am I getting?
Well, first of all, I think it's important that you mix it up enough.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
The order changes because otherwise you're just going to get sick of it, you know?
You're right.
And so recently it's been white rice, pinto beans, steak, and then the fajita veggies, and then lettuce, cheese, and guac.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, you won't even think chicken?
I'll go chicken here and there. Again, I think mixing it up is important. Otherwise, your food just kind of gets really, really mundane, and it can be a struggle to get enough food down.
2-1 back into the glove of Caruso down there. It'll be a 2-2 count with runners on the corners. That's Navarro standing on third after his single, and Evans after his missile into the chest of O'Hara. He'll be on first. Carter Dans in a 2-2 count, looking to bring across some runs. 2-2, runner goes. Evans will slide, throws off the mark, off of the glove of O'Hara, and across to score will be Navarro for the first run of the game on, I'm not going to say necessarily a miscue, but a little bit of an off throw there from Caruso. First run comes across for the Riptide. It's now 2-1.
It felt like it's only a matter of time before the Riptide were able to strike back. They cut into the lead now, just a one-run lead for the Oaks, runner in scoring position for Carter Dans.
Is that, we'll wait for the payoff pitch here before I ask you this. 3-2. Hit hard right back up the middle. It will be a base hit. Evans rounding quickly. He touches third. He will come across to score. Throw is nowhere close, but now in a pickle is Dans. Throwing over to first to Tollerman. Throws to second to Constantine. Tags out. Dans in the pickle, trying to get a little too aggressive there, but an RBI at least for Dans, as the score is now 2-2 with one out in the bottom of the sixth inning. So as I was saying before, you guys' offenses kind of come in like splurges. Is that something that you're in the dugout? You're like, yeah, we're not worried. It's going to come at some point because, you know, you were at 4 hits this inning, and all of a sudden you're jumped up to 7 now. What's that like in the bench right now?
I mean, I think it's a testament when you are able to get the start of the game, kind of see some bullpen arms. It always is like a good thing to do. So just sometimes like a guy's throwing the ball well, and you just got to go up there and grind and take good at bats, and then by me taking good at bat, hopefully he can get out of the game a bit quicker, and hopefully I can have some easier at bats later in the game. And then also like hitting's contagious. It's a lot easier to like hit good when other people are hitting well.
You bat third yesterday, so moving up the lineup, you were a little bit lower before, but that's not to say you aren't a good hitter. I mean, you had a double to start off the season. You said something yesterday to me. You've always wanted to hit leadoff at some point. Is that true? And do you think we'll be able to see it?
I would love to. I mean, I don't think it might not be the typical like leadoff guy with not my greatest speed, but like I've always historically gotten on base at a pretty good clip, and so I think that like getting on base as a leadoff guy is usually something that's pretty good. So, and I would like to do it at some point just to kind of like say I have done it, but I don't think it'd be the worst move in the world.
2-1 called for a strike. It's a 2-2, but I mean, you can't say catchers don't have speed. Birdsall had a steal the other day.
He did.
He got there.
He did.
This is the 2-2. Golfed up the middle. It'll be a tough play at second for Constantine. Backhands across the diamond. Oh, what a play. Throws over to Tollerman for the second out of the inning. And, well, Rodriguez just a little bit unlucky on that one. Well, if you get on base, you think you're ever getting the steal sign?
I mean, I probably wouldn't give myself a steal sign, but like, it could happen. Like
it could happen.
Yeah, I don't think I have an official stolen base since like junior college.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like before they changed like the defensive indifference rule, where like you could get kind of free ones. But
yeah. Is coming up now, Camden Sauce, who nods at the first pitch on the inside part of the plate. Called the ball, though. It's a 1-0 count with 2 outs and nobody on. Riptide have brought across 2 in this inning. It is now 2-2 against the Blues. This ball is chopped out. 1 hop over to O'Hara. Throws on to first for out number 3 of this bottom of the 6th. But, man, was that a fun 6th inning. We had Zach Crandall here, and well, we got a whole lot of food. You got a whole lot of food that you're going to have to deal with. You certainly won't be hangry for the rest of the game. We appreciate you coming up here. We'll head to top of 7 after this. And welcome back here, top of the 7th. We thank all the guests that we've had today, Nate Hellman and then just now Zach Crandall. They'll head back down to the clubhouse. We won't have any more surprise guests today. Unfortunately, you're stuck with us. Andrew Giesler and Aidan Pham on the call, top of 7. Back out to the mound. Danny Suarez throws the first one, which is fouled back by Hicksonbaugh. So after Suarez struck out the side, he'll look toward the left fielder, one of two lefties in this lineup, to try to get things going. 0-1, needs a ladder to get that one. Big swing, though. It'll be an 0-2 count now, and he's ahead once again. I say two lefties, but there's a switch hitter in Constantine who's due up third in this top of 7. It's 2-2 after the Riptide have brought across 2. 0-2, swing and a miss. That ball bounced 3 feet before the plate off the shoulder of Zakar back there. And up against the screen, it will be a strikeout for Hicksonbaugh, but he'll get to first either way. That's the second time we've had that this summer where it's a strikeout, but a runner has reached either way.
Yeah, it was a strikeout for Suarez. It should have been his fifth consecutive, but it just took a really friendly high bounce and out of the reach of Zakar.
And it wasn't Zakar's fault necessarily. That ball was bounced way before the plate. First pitch to the lefty, Charlie Caruso, fouled back into the mid of Zakar. It'll be another strike in a row for Suarez out there. Lefty Caruso, I'm not going to say I know his tendencies, but I played with him back long ago in Little League. We were playing on the Yankees. I was a second baseman. He was a first baseman. I remember that team being good, but clearly not that good because I don't play baseball anymore. And an 0-2 count now as Suarez paints that outside corner.
And Suarez has done a nice job just getting ahead on these batters and quickly 0-2 against Caruso here.
Coming out of the stretch close pitching stance, at a pretty neutral stance for Caruso in the left-handed batter's box, swing and a miss. Strike 3. So Suarez just keeps going. Strikeout number 10 on the day now for the Riptide, and even though there's a runner on, it's number 6 in a row. So only one out, despite 2 strikeouts in this inning. Man on first in Hicksonbaugh, and the switch hitter, Gavin Constantine, coming up to the right side. He'll look to break the streak and move a runner over, hopefully. He skies this one straight up in the air, directly at us. The car will run back and makes a dent on our roof with a big thud. So it'll be an 0-1 count, and strikes continue to come from Suarez, who's just peppering the zone right now.
And what a debut for him as an OC Riptide. Gotta really like what you see if you're Coach Evans and the Riptide.
He was kind of overshadowed because Crandall is in here, but he struck out the side, and he was looking good. Runner goes, and now he's in a pickle. Suarez realized really quickly, runs directly at him, throws to Evans, the second baseman. A snow cone throws to short, and it comes out of the glove of Sauce. How did he get out of that mess? Hicksonbaugh is now going to stand on second after Evans kind of bobbled the throw, had to throw to Sauce at short, and Hicksonbaugh now in, well, one of the luckier stolen bases that I've seen so far this summer.
And he was able to get aboard after that strikeout and gets himself out of a pickle, and he's in scoring position.
So one out, runner on second now in Hicksonbaugh. At the plate is Constantine. Suarez will worry about him. 0-1 misses on the outside. So the first ball that Suarez has thrown so far this inning. Everything else has been either fouled off or gone between the 2 black lines that outline home plate. Suarez looks back toward Hicksonbaugh. 1-1. Misses lefty box. Zakar has to slide over to keep that one in front of him. It'll be a 2-1 count now. 2-2, we're in the top of 7. Riptide have brought across 2 in their last half. Zakar will go out to talk with Suarez, but we talk a little quick recap. Nothing really doing for the Riptide until the past half inning in the bottom of the 6th. They got 2 singles thanks to Navarro and Evans. And then Dan's got a single as well before he was picked off in the pickle, trying to spread that towards second. And the RBI, though, is Evans did score. Navarro also came across. So those are those 2 runs, and the 2 runs for the Blues came in the first. Since then, it's been a whole lot of nothing as the Riptide have sat down a lot straight, but Hicksonbaugh is the one blemish to that. 2-1. Hit high in the sky, out towards shallow left field, if it even makes it there. Calling off Pettit is Sauce, barely on the outfield grass, catches it for out number 2.
And you described it perfectly. That one was way up in their Sauce. Nice job calling off Pettit and navigating to make the grab.
So 2 outs, man on second still in Hicksonbaugh. As first batter who hasn't struck out since O'Hara comes up. So that was a lot in a row. Back in the 5th, O'Hara was the last one who didn't strike out, but Hicksonbaugh obviously reached on the drop third strike. It'll be E.J. Royal up to the plate now. He's the leadoff hitter. Watches pitch number 1 go by in right center of the plate. So 0-1 count with 2 outs and a man on second. Tied up ball game at 2 here in the top of the 7th. Riptide have the momentum on their side. Suarez sets closed pitching stance on the first base side of the rubber. Looks back toward Hicksonbaugh, comes back toward EJ. Ball's in the dirt. Zakar's going to throw over and torches Hicksonbaugh. A beautiful throw from the Gaucho in Jimmy Zakar. And a missile to Pettit. Gets Hicksonbaugh stealing. Wasn't able to get out of that one. So out number 3 of the inning. We'll head to the bottom of the 7th. Not before we have time to stretch. We'll figure out, well, who's going to sing the 7th inning stretch this time when we come back. Bottom of 7 as we do round number 2 of Take Me Out to the Ball Game, which is stopped a little bit prematurely, but that doesn't stop Colby Moran from coming up to the plate. It will be a lefty, righty, and a lefty in the 6, 7, 8 batters. Colby Moran first. He's the lefty. Brady Pettit and Jimmy Zakar, who just threw a missile over to third to Pettit to catch Hicksonbaugh stealing. Hawk Hill back out to the mound. Right-hander against the left-handed hitter finds a curveball on the outside part of the plate for strike number 1.
And we had Crando in the booth, but it was a really productive bottom of the 6th with 2 runs for the Riptide, who are now looking to go ahead.
Oh, 1 misses. It's a 1-1 count now toward Moran. No batting gloves for him. Open stance, looks on toward Hill. 1-1 at least down the right field line. Buzzes the tower of a right-hander warming up there for the Blues. We'll try to figure out who that is momentarily, as it'll be a 1-2 count for Moran. Hill looking for his first strikeout. First base side of the rubber comes out of the windup. 1-2. Swing and a miss from Moran. It will be a strikeout for Hawk Hill, his first on the day and the 6th for the Blues. So 1 out now, nobody on, as Brady Pettit will come up to the plate, has a single back in the 2nd, and one of 4 Riptide hitters to strike out in a row due to Featherson. 0 to him. Curveball inside part of the plate. He leans away from it, and it'll just miss him. 1-0 count. Matthew Betancourt, he's the one who's warming up over there on the first base side. 1-0 check swing didn't go, missed on the outside. It's now a 2-0 count. So Riptide looking to get the bats, or keep the bats going, I should say, as they brought across 2 in the bottom half of the 6th. We're in the bottom half of the 7th now. Hill nods at the one he likes. 2-0 misses inside. It'll be a 3-0 count now toward Pettit, who's looking to walk and get aboard. Riptide have had a runner on in almost every inning. The 5th they didn't, the 4th they didn't. And those are the only 2 that they haven't had someone aboard. 3-0 catches outside corner. It'll be a 3-1 count with 1 out and nobody on. And I asked you this yesterday, Aidan. What do you think is going to be the key for the team that wins in this game?
Well, I gave you 2 answers yesterday, but today I'm going to stick to one. I think it's going to be whichever team gets the bats going quicker. The Riptide feels like they've kind of struggled so far after the Blues yesterday gave up 16 hits and issued 16 free passes. They've done a better job as Pettit finds a way to get aboard here.
Yeah, and that was the first walk of the day for the Blues pitchers as Hill threw that one and kind of stumbled off of the mound. It'll be time for Jimmy Zakar to come up to the plate. Had the cannon of a throw over to third to catch Jake Hicksonbaugh, who tried to steal on a ball that just popped off Zakar's chest. But he'll be the righty against the righty pitcher, and Hill delivers the first pitch, hit straight up the middle for a single. Royal will catch it in the throw to shortstop O'Hara, but runners move one spot away. Pettit only a left turn away now from coming home. He's on second, and Zakar, the single, his first hit of the day. He'll be on first with Riley Hunsaker, the lefty, coming up to the plate.
Nice piece of hitting from Zakar, sends it just right up the middle, and for the 2nd inning in a row, the Riptide are threatening here.
So, the manager for the slow Blues realizes that exact same thing. He'll come out, and the day for Hawk Hill will end probably a little quicker than he would have liked. We'll have a new pitcher come in for the Blues. We'll introduce him after this. Bottom of 7, it's 1 out, nobody, or 2 people on, excuse me. It'll be Pettit at second and Zakar at first. Matthew Betancourt, the righty, will come out and relieve for Hawk Hill. His line 1 1/3 and he pitched 3 hits, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, and at least 2 runs. We'll see if that will increase as Riley Hunsaker will come to the plate. Normally doesn't wear batting gloves, and Aidan, you earlier in the game alluded to, the reason why he doesn't. He is here, but why doesn't he normally wear batting gloves?
And I had that same question. I was like, Riley, what's up with this? 'Cause I noticed in batting practice he wears gloves, but in game he doesn't. And I was like, what's going on with that? Well, the simple answer, his hands are pretty sweaty, so he likes to be able to grab dirt and just gives him better control with his bare hands, because with gloves on it makes him more sweaty and he feels like he has less control of the bat.
And I asked a similar question also to Colby Moran, the other guy that doesn't wear batting gloves. I'm like, well, what happens if your hand's sweat? Are you not scared of tomahawking the bat to second base? And he's like, no, I just get some dirt. First pitch to Hunsaker, big swing and a miss on the inside part of the plate. So it'll be an 0-1 count with 1 out and 2 runners on. Pettit will take a decent lead out there at second, and Zakar is all the way at the cut line at first. Betancourt just getting going, his first batter seen today. Second pitch of the day. Outside misses 1-1 count. Hunsaker so far still looking for his first time on base. Grounded out to first in the third and then struck out in the fifth. That was looking. Betancourt. 1-1. Slider that misses the outside part of the plate. It'll be a 2-1 count now. And man, would he love to turn two here and not have to deal with the always dangerous Bradley Navarro lineup due to turnover if Hunsaker can find a way aboard or flies out. Only one out so far. Deep breath from Betancourt. He looks back at Pettit. Brings the 2-1. Hit high in the air out towards center field. Royal's going to go all the way toward the warning track. He'll make the catch, but Pettit will tag all the way to third, and it'll be Bradley Navarro coming up with runners on the corners and 2 outs.
Gets the out with Hunsaker, and like you alluded to, the best hitter in this lineup, no doubt, for the Riptide coming up. An opportunity to catapult the Riptide in front with Pettit on third.
They're currently, or it's currently tied 2-2 as the Riptide most recently struck. That was in the bottom half of the 6th. We're in the bottom half of the 7th. And the only time that the Blues have scored was back in the top of the 1st. Other than that, you can scratch in 6 donuts in your scorebook if you're keeping score along with us. So Navarro's switch hitter. He'll be on the lefty side. It's a swing that he said just feels super consistent right now. And also, he hasn't faced a whole lot of lefty pitchers necessarily. Betancourt, he's a righty. And I think that's just by happenstance. Yesterday, he bat righty. And it was a good day yesterday for him. He went 2 for 4 with a single, a double, 3 RBIs, and a walk, contributing heavily toward his .482 batting average and .609 on base percentage. Today he's 1 for 3 with a single. Came around to score as well. 2 outs, runners on the corners. First pitch in the dirt from Betancourt. So it'll be a 1-0 count. Digging close on that chalk line just next to home plate. Lefty points his bat back at Betancourt. Now finally brings it back to his shoulder. 1-0. Fly it out toward the pear tree meats stand. It will be well foul. A 1-1 count. And man, was pear tree meats pretty good. We had Zach Crandall here just earlier as he was able to try it with us. I mean, the mac and cheese with the brisket. Man, was it good. 1-1. Chopped out towards second base. Constantine will flick on over to first toward Tollerman and get the third out of the bottom of the 7th. We'll stay at 2-2. Something's got to give. Let's head to the top of the 8th. Let's come back top of the 8th. It's 2-2. Aidan, Pham, Andrew Giesler on the call currently. Danny Suarez out of this game. Not to say he didn't do a amazing job. Dane Grant's going to come in. 3 innings pitched for Suarez. 0 hit, 0 runs, 0 walks, and 6 strikeouts. And you alluded to the fact that the Blues haven't gotten a hit in quite a bit of time.
You got to go all the way back to the 3rd inning to find the last guy who hit. That was Gavin Smith, a double. And that just goes to show you how great of a job Danny Suarez did. 6 strikeouts and 10 in total tonight for the Riptide.
He'll have to go against the top 3 in the order, E.J. Royal, Cade O'Hara, and then Donovan Jordan, all 3 of which righties against the left-hander Dane Grant. He's pitched once so far this year, and he did a great job in that outing. Nods at the first pitch he likes from Zakar, and will come out in the windup. Finds the bottom part of the zone. Strike number 1 toward E.J. Royal, who's 0 for 3 so far today. Grounded out to short and then grounded out twice to Jake Evans over there at second. 0-1 from Grant. Flailed out toward right field, shallow. Evans is calling for it and will catch with the left hand for out number 1 in this top of the 8th inning.
It's another nice play by Jake Evans out there at second tonight. Just works back, reaches up, and makes a kind of tough play look easy.
And I talked with him before the game, actually. I was like, yeah, you're at second again tonight. Normally, we see you quite a bit at third, and it's where he plays during the season a bit also. And he said, yeah, I'm kind of comfortable everywhere around the diamond. I don't really care where I play. He's been doing a great job over there at second. Grant will look on toward Cade O'Hara now. First pitch outside corner on the breaking ball. Strike number 1. It's an 0-1 count with 1 out and nobody on. Middle infield back against the grass. Corners are about 4 feet in front of it. Grant 0-1. Outside part of the zone. Strike number 2, 0-2 count. And something that if you haven't figured it out, Dane Grant likes to pitch very quickly. 0-2. Hit hard out toward the parking lot on our right. And it's not actually Cade O'Hara. It is Sam Arden. So he's at the plate right now. Still a right-hander, though. Grant will set third base side of the rubber. 0-2. Again, identical ball put out into the parking lot over the Judge Brewery Cantina.
Ardorn just inserted in the lineup in place of O'Hara. Blues looking for some offense here. Dorn, 1 of 4 Blues with a home run this year.
Grant's 1-2, misses low and outside. So it'll be a 2-2 count now with 1 out and nobody on. And it's really the next run is going to be huge for whoever it's from. We're in the top of the 8th. It's tied 2-2 currently. Grant likes the sign he has, but the black glove up to his eyes brings the 1-2, which misses lefty box. So Arden towing that line in the right-handed batter's box. Waving the beige and black bat up by his ear. 2-2. Chopped out towards short. Sauce is going to have to make a play. No, instead it's Pettit who steps in front of it. He takes a shuffle and throws a very late ball over to first for Rodriguez. Easily beating it out was Ardorn.
It looked like for a moment the shortstop Sauce was going to make that play, but it ended up being Pettit and just delivered a late throw after Ardorn reaches first.
He has a great arm, but there was no chance that Sauce was making that throw from short. He would have been well into left field, and Ardorn, very quick, was basically already at first. Even Pettit couldn't make the throw. First pitch to Jordan.
And that's the first hit, like we alluded to, back in the 3rd, so see what the Blues are able to do here with a runner on.
They're at 6 hits so far in this game. Riptide have 7. Jordan up to the plate. He's down 0-1. He's a Longhorn. U of Texas. Grant rifles one over into the mitt of Rodriguez on first. As the car sits and waits, he'll wait for Grant to go 90 degrees the other direction toward him. 0-1 count toward Jordan. Grant lifts, fires. Big swing and a miss on that heater on the outside part of the plate. It's 0-2.
He showed it off with his speed on that play, but Ardorn at first, very fast guy, leads the team with stolen bases, has 5 of them already.
So Grant going to find what he can do to get maybe a double play ball here with 1 out and a man on first. 0-2. Misses inside. It'll be a 1-2 count. So next run's going to be huge here. It's 2-2 between the San Luis Obispo Blues and the OC Riptide. Big game between these two, a north team and a south team. Grant looks over to first 1-2. Fouled back to the screen. We'll stay at that, and we'll see that count one more time. As a slow Blues little bat boy comes out and steals that baseball, brings it over to his dugout. Looks like the Riptide ball boy was ready to go, but instead it was the slow ball boy who ran out there. Doesn't matter, we got the ball either way. 1 out. Grant will throw over to Rodriguez one more time. No tag applied for him as Ardoin easily gets back to first. His lead's almost at the cut of the grass. I'd say a foot or two short of it. Grant will set on the third base side of the rubber. 1-2. Ardoin goes, and it's fouled back against the screen, so he'll have a 90 feet walk back to first base. Trying to steal there. You mentioned it. He's a very fast guy.
An excellent base runner that the Blues have on first here.
Donovan Jordan, the guy at the plate, though, in the right-handed box. As a single came across to score. That's the second run so far for the Blues. He'll try to get across again. Grant fires. 1-2 hit out towards second off of the mitt of Evans. Just barely gets under his diving grab. Rolls out toward right field where Navarro's going to have to run in and throw it. I'm not going to say an error. That ball was very hard to be played. But it'll be 1 out and a man on first and second after Jordan squeaks the ball into the mittens of Evans.
Really had to make a tough play on it, and I agree with you. It goes down on the scoreboard right now, says it's an error, but I agree. It should be a base hit because that was not an easy play to make for Evans. But nonetheless, runners on first and second for the Blues.
Well, very, very tough play. So Grant's going to have to work with 2 ducks on the pond. Ardoin, he's at second. We'll take his secondary lead down the hill now. Standing at first with a massive lead is Jordan. As Grant fires one into the backstop, everyone will move 90 feet. So now Ardoin at third, and Jordan only a left turn away from home. He's at second base. And Zach Tollerman up to the plate now for the Blues. Another righty. Has the only extra base hit so far for the Blues in this game. That was a triple back into the first. Brought across both O'Hara and then Jordan. Those were the only 2 runs. And a single as well back in the third. Struck out, though, in his last appearance. That was to Suarez, who had 6 strikeouts. So he had a great day. 1-0 infield on the grass. Misses high just above the logo on the chest of Tollerman. So it'll be a 2-0 count now for Dane Grant. Looking to work around this. Only 1 out with man on second and third. Everyone in the infield's up toward the grass. Grant sets at the Riptide. 2-0. Catches the outside black. 2-1 count. Tallerman, definitely a veteran on this team. Grad student out from San Jose State. We'll get ready. Closed batting stance. Look on toward the closed lefty pitcher, Dane Grant. 2-1. Misses outside. It'll be a hitter's count now toward the big Tollerman in the righty box.
We saw in the first where he had that bases clearing triple, looking to do it once again and give the Blues their second lead today.
Boy, would that be a huge time to do it right now. Advantage pitch. Fouled back against the screen, and Grant's only a pitch away from having 2 outs, but it is a full count right now. Does have a free base. Doesn't necessarily want to give it to Gavin Smith. He struck out twice today, but, he has an extra base hit as well. So 2 guys have an extra base hit for the Blues. It's Tollerman, the guy at the plate, and Smith. So he's on deck. Those 2 guys, very dangerous. Payoff pitch. Laced down the third base line and knocks off of the screen of the Riptide bullpen. Someone's going to run out there and grab that baseball. It'll be a payoff pitch one more time with 1 out.
Jace Banky has to make the long run out there.
That was what Nate Hellman was in here for. We were saying, do you want to stay in here for the bottom half? He's like, yeah, I do. And it makes me not necessarily have to shag the balls. So he was happy about that.
It was nice of him to not make the bat boy run all the way down in.
That's a long run for not the biggest legs. One out, man on second and third. 2-2 ball game, top of 8. 3-2. Fouled back against the screen. We'll do it another time. Ball boy's been doing great. Omaha, the Bat Dog, I think 1 for 1 so far today. Haven't seen Omaha quite a bit so far. It will come out in the later stages of the game. It is Bark in the Park day, so. Grant sets. Payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. A huge strikeout for Dane Grant, the 11th on the day for the Riptide, and that one's probably the most clutch I've seen so far. Now it's 2 outs with a man on second and third, and an out just gets you out of this jam and gets the bats back up, keeping it tied.
What a battle between Tollerman and Dane Grant. Grant comes out on top, gets the 11th strikeout for the Riptide, and just 1 out away from leaving runners stranded on second and third.
Still got to get past Gavin Smith, the righty. Left-hander Grant, slider inside part of the plate. It'll be an 0-1 count. Red batting gloves for Smith. He's repping his home team of Harvard. That's where he plays. He was a sophomore there. Grant sets at chin level. 0-1. And hard out toward the right side, straight over the top of the Blues bullpen. An arm wandering around in there, but no catcher, so nobody's going to come out just yet for Betancourt, it doesn't seem, on the other side when we flip things over to the home half. Man on second and third, 2 outs. Tie ball game at 2, top of 8, 0-2. Freeze curveball, strike 3. Huge strikeout for Dane Grant to keep things knotted up at 2. We'll head to the home half of the 8th, and the hero right now, Dane Grant. We'll see what the bats can do when we come back. Bottom of 8, still knotted up at 2. It'll be Jake Evans, Carter Dans, Johnny Rodriguez coming up to bat. Righty, lefty, lefty, the 2, 3, 4 hitters for Orange County facing off against the right-hander in Matthew Betancourt, who will toe the third base side of the rubber. Play is in, so we'll get the first pitch and the delivery from Betancourt. Big curveball is called for a strike as Evans launched a huge swing on that one, trying to find the winning run in just one swing. So far today, Evans 2 singles, stolen base, and he came around for the second run thanks to Carter Dans and his RBI single. 0-1. Curveball misses in the dirt outside as well. That'll be a 1-1 count with no outs and nobody on. Bottom of 8, 2-2 is the score. And the Riptide currently leading in the hits category. It's 7-6. Man, do they need one here. 1-1. Hit hard down third base side. Chopped out toward Grant Mayu over there. Interim head coach is Coach Brian Evans, not here just for this weekend. Team has been playing good on both sides, especially defensively. Hitting-wise, They were very good back in the 6th. That's when they brought across both runs. 1-2. Hit hard to third. Confield will get it and throw to first for out number 1. That ball was a missile and a 2-hopper into the glove.
Scorched off the bat. Nice play at third from Commer Ford. Gets out number 1, and it's a really good batter. He just retired, but Carter Dan's also having himself a game.
Ball hit real hard off the bat, but just allowed 5-3 in my scorebook. So Carter Dans will come up to the plate. One of 4 lefties. 5 if we're counting Bradley Navarro, who basically only bats from the left side, though he's marked as a switch hitter. Curveball misses inside, 1-0. I shouldn't necessarily say that, as Navarro's batted right a few times, did yesterday as well. Had a great day in doing so. But Dans is just a lefty. Not to say he doesn't do that very, very well. He'll look on 1-0. Big swing and a miss. It'll be a 1-1 count now. Dan so far, 2 singles, an RBI as well, and a stolen base marked next to his name in the first inning. Was caught, though, in a pickle on that second single between first and second. Got a little bit aggressive after Evans came around the plate. 1 out, nobody on, 1-1. Misses outside and pops out of the glove of Caruso behind home plate. So it'll be a 2-1 count now. Betancourt throws, and the ball is caught over there at first by Tullerman. Gets out number 2 in this inning. Aidan, what were you going to say?
I was going to say this feels like the biggest inning of the game, a tie ball game, but you're the play-by-play guy. I'll let you speak.
It just so happened to be bad timing. Both of us decided to break the silence at once. Either way, it's 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. Tied ball game 2-2 with Johnny Rodriguez coming up to plate, looking for his first hit of the game and first time on base. Well, I'm sure he's not even thinking about it, but 6-game on-base streak currently. Want to extend that. Big open stance left-handed batter's box. Looks on toward the righty in Betancourt, who throws a breaking ball inside part of the plate that misses. Rodriguez yesterday, 3 for 4 with a whole lot of stuff. Easier to say what he didn't do. The only thing he didn't do was a home run, if we're looking at the cycle. 1-0 misses. It's a 2-0 count now. I'll quickly try to summarize what he did yesterday against he had a single, a double, a triple, 4 RBIs, and 2 runs. Big swing and a miss at the 2-0 pitch. And that was against the Conejo Oaks, who's a very, very good team that the Riptide just played really well against. 2 outs, nobody on. Rodriguez trying to keep something going for the Riptide. And it's 2-2. 2-1 golfed back toward the slow dugout. So it'll be a 2-2 count now with 2 outs. And something that the Riptide have done pretty decently so far, not necessarily to bring on an announcer jinx right now, is they kind of don't necessarily strike out as much as they used to. 6 strikeouts right now. But Betancourt would love to get number 7 here. Sets to the chest, 2-2. Misses way in the righty box. So it'll be a full count now with 2 outs. Nobody aboard for Johnny Rodriguez.
It's been an 0 for 3 day for him. Feels like J-Rod is due for something big.
Betancourt sets, brings on the payoff pitch, which is laced in the hole between first and second, past the diving glove of Tullerman and into right field. It will be a 2-out single for Johnny Rodriguez.
Rodriguez comes up big. The 2-out hitting for the Riptide comes through, and with the runner on and Camden Sauce, anything's possible.
Sauce, a big bat for sure. He steps up to the righty box. On base percentage of .393, and that's all you want right now is a guy who can just get on base. 2 outs, runner on first, and Rodriguez. Betancourt will throw a grounder over to third on a 2-hopper Carmerfield throws on to first for out number 3 of the bottom of the 8th inning. Well, a little bit of suspense. We'll head to the 9th, tied up 2-2, and we will see what the Blues have to say. Middle bottom part of the order will be Comerford, and then Hickson, Baugh, and Caruso coming up. Welcome back, top of 9. It is 2-2 between the OC Riptide and the Slow Blues. Andrew Giesler alongside Aidan, Pham. We'll get the 6, 7, 8 batters for Slow. Brennan Comerford and then Jake Hickson, Baugh, and Charlie Caruso, a righty and 2 lefties. First, though, will be Comerford coming up to bat. He'll be on the righty side against the lefty and Dane Grant, who's coming out for inning number 2 of action. First pitch, catch the outside corner for strike number 1. And Grant so far last inning allowed 2 hits, but struck out 2 as well. So was able to get out of the jam with the runner on second and third. We'll see what he can do here in top of 9. He'll step off, and want to see a sign from Zakar one more time. Nods violently at the sign he likes in an 0-1. Misses high and outside, 1-1. Comerford Jr. Gonzaga. He's 4 RBIs so far this season. Bats .257. 1-1. Laced high into the sky out toward right field. It's a long run for Navarro and will fall just past the reach of Evans. Heading to second. Now going all the way to third. Finally a throw toward the infield over the head of the cutoff man Sauce, and at third to Pettit. Coming around for a triple on a ball that didn't look like a whole lot was happening is Comerford, and just like that, a man on third with no outs in the top of the 9th, 2-2 ball game.
Navarro, Evans, and Rodriguez all trotted out there. It looked like one of them was going to come down, and it just ended up falling in the middle of all 3. And what a start to the inning for the Blues.
That ball, I might have said lace, didn't necessarily mean it. It was just elevated out there, not even hit that hard, and kind of just dropped into no man's land. Just a weird area as all of the Riptide infield. From right to left, Rodriguez, Evans, Sauce, and then Pettit at the infield grass. Looking on toward Hickson, Baugh, who's up to the plate now. It'll actually be a pinch hitter instead with a righty up to plate. First pitch to him in the dirt misses. It's a 1-0. So Grant already worked out of a jam last inning. He'll have to do it again. Sets high at the chest, up near his shoulders. Bring on the 1-0. Hit back toward us. It'll be a 1-1 now. It'll be Suzuki up to the plate. Junior from Franks Phillips College. Right, he'll try to get an RBI out of this infield to put the Blues up. 1-1. Hit out toward right center field. I'm sure that's going to do it. Navarro will catch and try to make a throw all the way to home. Tagging is going to be Comerford, and that throw not that close. The car pulled way off a home plate. It's 3-2. The Blues are leading in the top of the 9th. Sac fly from Suzuki.
Well, Comerford gets that triple, and Suzuki gets the job done with the sac fly, and the Blues have regained the lead.
So Suzuki He's coming in at the right time, doing the thing that was needed out of him. Now it'll be Charlie Caruso in the lefty box. With a lead up to 1, they'll try to find some insurance runs. As Grant fires one at the waistline of Caruso, he backs out. It'll be a 1-0 count with 1 out and nobody on after that sac fly from Suzuki. Grant coming out of the windup again, 1-0. Slider just misses inside. 2-0 count. So a tough spot for Grant to be put in. Or that, I guess, he kind of put himself in, as that ball earlier just kind of blooped in for a triple. 2-0 catches, 2-1 now, with 1 out, nobody on. 3-2, Blues are leading, top of 9. But Suzuki, a great piece of hitting there to just get that into the outfield, knows that's all he needed to do. 2-1, bottom part of the zone. It'll be a 2-ball and 2-strike count now. So Riptide bats need to find 1 in their final 3 outs. They've already walked a game off twice so far. 2-2, got him looking. Can I help you? Nope. Charlie Caruso can walk back to the dugout. Bat stays on the shoulders. It'll be 2 outs now with nobody on.
Strikeout number 13. That's exactly what you want to see from Dane Grant. Obviously, you give up that 1 run, but your job here is just to minimize the damage.
Grant, that's his 3rd punch out so far of the game. His first pitch is sent back toward the screen. So Grant ahead 0-1. Middle infield back against the grass. Corners 5 yards in front of the outfield grass. Maybe a little more. 0-1. High misses. The car underhand throws back toward Grant. It'll be a 1-1 count. 2 outs, nobody on. It's Gavin Constantine, the switch hitter on the righty side right now. And E.J. Royal, the top of the lineup after him. If Constantine can get a hit, but he swings at that one and misses. It's a 1-2 count now. Grant looking for punch out number 4 on the day. Sets high, wind up, 1-2. Bounces it 3 feet in front of the plate. Off the shoulder of Zakar, who tells our home plate umpire, Paul Graham, yeah, I'm all right, and just throws the ball back to Grant. Wants to keep this game going. Definitely different pace from last night. 2.5 hours right now. Yesterday was 3:49. 2-2. Check swing did not go. Ball up and in on the hands of Constantine. He looked like he had somewhat gone around, but definitely not enough. I agree with our first base umpire, Frank Flugrat. 3-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So Grant gets his 4th strikeout of the day, and number 14 for the Riptide pitchers, but still allows a run on the sac fly to right field from Suzuki. So the Riptide are going to need to find 1 to tie things up when we head to the bottom of the 9th. It's 3-2. And welcome back. 3-2 is the score here at Great Park. Sun has been down for quite a while now, as it will be the middle bottom part of the lineup. 6, 7, 8 for the Riptide, who need to find 1 run in their final 3 outs. It is 3-2. The Blues are leading over the Riptide. Colby Moran will start things off. He's the lefty. And then Brady Pettit and Jimmy Zakar, the 2 righties that'll follow him up. But first, Moran working against the righty in Betancourt. Righty-lefty matchup favors hitter as first pitch catches middle of the zone. For strike number 1, a good way to start for Betancourt. He's come in and pitched quite well so far. We'll try to keep things going as the 1-0 misses low. It'll be a 1-1 count with no outs and nobody on. Moran would love to get on here. So far today, hasn't been able to. Grounded out into a double play and then struck out twice. Would love to flip things here. 1-1. Curveball outside part of the plate. 1-2 count now as it caught the corner. So now is not the right time for a hat trick if you're Colby Moran. Would love to get on base. A hat trick in baseball, not necessarily good. 3 strikeouts. The 1-2. Well outside in the righty box. So a 2-2 count now, and Moran will try to work things here for Betancourt. No arms, though, in the Blues bullpen. So it'll be Betancourt's job to do what he has to do to get these final 3 outs. 2-2. Rings him up, got him looking. The dreaded hat trick for Moran as he'll go down. The 7th strikeout of the game, and only 2 more outs for the Blues before they can scrape by with a victory against the Riptide. 3-2 in the bottom of the 9th with 1 out. Brady Pettit coming up to the plate now.
Exactly the start you're looking for from Betancourt. Strikes out Moran and looking for 2 more outs to shut the door.
Pettit watched the first one bounce just in front of Caruso. And look who's swinging around in the on-deck circle. We had him here earlier. Maybe we got him ready. It is Crandall. 1-0. Catches middle of the zone. 1-1 count with a 1 out. I mean, he said it. He likes to be fueled before his at-bats. So normally we have people up here who have no chance of playing in the game, but Crandall in the on-deck circle. Fouls one back against the screen. It's a 1-2 count now with 1 out. Pettit up to the plate. So far today, a single and a walk, and then struck out as well. Pettit going to have to protect the right-handed hitter against the righty Matthew Betancourt. 1-2. Hit out toward the right side into the parking lot, so we'll see a 1-2 count one more time with 1 out and nobody on.
And Pettit's got to take care of business here first, but man, what a story it would be if Zach Crandall is able to come through for the Riptide.
1 out, nobody on. Betancourt sets at the chest. 1-2. Misses the breaking ball low and outside. So a 2-2 count now. Evens things up. 3-2 is the score, bottom of the 9th inning. Riptide only have 2 outs here before if they can't find a run, this game's over. Blues currently leading. 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Betancourt, 2nd strikeout in a row, and it's come at a great time. 2 outs now with the bases empty. Zach Crandall checking into this ball game. It's 3-2. He needs to get on base.
Back-to-back Ks from Betancourt. Just 1 out away. Zach Crandall going to continue this game for the Riptide and stay in it.
So we didn't talk about his stats while he was up here, but he's batting .307, a .470 on base percentage. So he's one of the guys that's been very good for this team in a little bit of an expanded appearance since his first start 4 games ago against the Saints. First one misses outside. He'll look for the second one from Betancourt. 1-0. Catches inside part of the plate. 1-1 now. So 2 outs, nobody on. Riptide down to their last 2 strikes. Crandall up to the plate in the righty box. Against Betancourt, the right-hander. 1-1. Bounces in the chalk line in the lefty box. It'll be a 2-1 count now. So Crandall to the plate for Zakar currently. On deck circle is Hunsaker. Still has the batting gloves on, though. 2-1 to Crandall. Inside misses. 3-1 count now. Crandall already 4 walks, so he's walked in quite a bit of the games. Actually, every single game except the one against the Foresters. But a 4-game on-base streak for him and a 2-game hit streak. 3-1. Curveball misses high. Crandall reaches aboard. We'll see if he's going to steal here now. We talked about it with him earlier. I doubt he'll get the sign, especially with 2 outs, but maybe.
And, you know, this is obviously a big point in the game, but I got to ask you, do you think he thought he was going to play today when he was up here?
No, because normally we take people who who don't play it if they're guaranteed not to play, but he's on first now. 0-0. Hit out towards second base. It's going to be caught on a hop and tossed over to second for the 27th out in the game for the Blues. Final is going to be 3-2 as the Riptide can't find one in the bottom of the 9th. But, man, was it a close game, a north versus south matchup. Slow comes out on top. Aidan, what did you take away from this?
This is really competitive. I got to give a lot of credit to the pitching from the Blues. Featherston obviously went 5 innings, 5 strikeouts, gave up no runs, and Betancourt closed it out. A nice job from him to limit the Riptide offense, who we've seen at times has been dangerous this year, and a really high-quality win for them and a good bounce back after yesterday.
So that'll be it from us. Aidan, Pham, Andrew, Giesler. Slow wins 3-2 over the Riptide. Final score, 3 runs for the Blues, 7 hits, 2 errors. Riptide, 2 runs, 8 hits, 1 error. We will see you very soon as the Riptide will play tomorrow against the San Diego Bombers. So we'll see you at 5:30. You'll hear from us then. Till next time.